welcome to King County at your service. I'm Jackie Ablao. Like you, a lot of us are working from home, but despite the COVID crisis, many essential King County employees are still reporting to work every single day.
The thing needed the most is that which is the hardest thing to get. The personal protective equipment.
Things like masks and gloves.
Hair coverings, boot coverings.
Goggles, face shields.
PPE and hand sanitizer is incredibly important just to stop the spread of the disease.
Hospitals, small government entities, and others that need PPE have not been able to get it. Think about adult family homes or long-term care centers, oftentimes immigrant-owned, oftentimes with limited buying power, limited technological access. And if we aren't the ones that are thinking about them and making sure that they are served, there is no one else who will do it. The EOC is able to do big bulk purchases, and those big bulk purchases can come at a better price in a world in which there's lots of gouging.
Most places are only selling in bulk, and that's where the county can step in and help.
And then we're able to distribute it to those who are in the greatest need.
Healthcare professionals, EMS providers, law enforcement.
Hospitals, long-term care centers, and other congregate living facilities like jails and homeless shelters. We're trying to get out ahead of the virus by providing enough supplies that we actually can protect those who are out and about every day.
There are people's lives at risk, not just those who can be affected by COVID, but those who are fighting hard to protect those affected by COVID.
We've got to do what we can to stop the spread of this virus and to protect the vulnerable populations.
Now, it's not easy staying in and away from others, but you can still accomplish some pretty amazing things. Just ask Dobby.
Hi, my name is Dave Upthegrove, King County Council member from South King County, and this is episode 3 of Staying Home with Dobby. Here in King County, we're doing a great job of staying at home and not spreading the virus. When we do leave the house for essential trips, it is recommended that you wear a mask. Masks are in high demand right now, and even medical professionals are struggling to get the protective equipment they need. All throughout our community, people are stepping up by making homemade masks. To hear about one such story, it's my pleasure to welcome Judge Sean O'Donnell and his mother-in-law, Paula Craig. There are a lot of essential employees, even at King County. For example, in our Superior Court system, our court clerks interact with the public.
Sean said that there are some people at the courthouse that don't have masks. So I said, how many do you need? He said, well, I need 12. Oh, I can do that. Well, if you could do 12, could you do 20? Okay, sure, I can do 20.
I took those down to the clerk's office, and so those clerks who needed them and wanted them and are facing the public, they're using Paula's masks to keep them safe and to keep the public safe.
But it was just a fun thing. I have my sewing machine in our downstairs, and I can, play music and listen to TV and whatever down there and sew away.
Paula is just one of many people stepping up and making masks to help others in this time of need. Thank you to everyone who's stepping up to make masks or volunteer in other ways. Thanks to everyone who is staying home. We are going to get through this together. And if I or my office can be of any assistance, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Hey gang, it's Reagan Dunn. I wanted to show an example of ways to help make a difference, not just for you and your family, but for the community at large.
Okay everyone, welcome to my home. Welcome to another episode of Project Care. This is Bandit. Everybody say hi to Bandit. We're gonna work on making some homemade personal protective equipment, particularly masks today. We'll do gowns later on, but we're gonna focus on masks. And masks involve some sewing. And that is not my strength. So we're gonna bring in the big guns, the hired help. I'm gonna introduce you to my wife, Ashley, and she's gonna walk you through the best designs and styles for making masks during this pandemic.
It's important to wear masks out in public to be able to cover your mouth and nose and protect yourself and others from contracting COVID-19. That includes our first responders right now, our grocers, our pharmacists, and our bus drivers. So by wearing a mask, you protect them from potentially contracting COVID-19. So the reason why we like this style so much is because it not only covers your whole nose, but it also dips enough around your eyes so it doesn't fog up glasses as much, or it doesn't restrict your vision at all. We also like how the sides are adjustable once you get the elastic in, and it's just overall a more comfortable fit. And I find that if I'm wearing a comfortable mask, I'm more apt to wear it in public. I don't feel like I'm fussing with it as much. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna need are two different pieces of fabric. So the first piece you're gonna need is the outside, so what people are gonna see. You'd like it to be a fabric that has a little bit of weight to it and not stretchy. What I did here is I had an old skirt that I cut up. You can use an old t-shirt. You can use basically any old scrap of fabric. You don't want to use denim or anything heavier than denim, but pretty much anything else you can make work. The inside piece, the lining piece, is important though. You want it to be a cotton, just in case you have allergies this time of year. You want something somewhat absorbent that's actually touching your face, and cotton is probably the most comfortable thing to have directly touching your face. 2 layers is all you really need, but if your outside layer isn't the right type of fabric, you may need to add interfacing. So yes, that would make 3 types of fabric. So this template was taken from a pattern we found online. It's by a lady named Mimi G. She's a actual pattern maker. And you'll notice this line right here is for the lining fabric. This is a cut line for the lining fabric. It needs to be about 1 inch shorter length overall, and I'll explain why when we get to one of the very last steps. So after you make those 2 cuts, you want to put the right pieces together, the pieces that for the lining you want touching your face, and then for the outside, the pieces that you want facing out, and you want to sew the curve together on both as your first step. So when you're done, you'll have 2 pieces that look like this. Okay, so now we'll actually start assembling the mask, and you'll want to put the 2 right sides together and open up the seam allowances on both sides and match them together, and that'll look like this. And you'll want to make sure it's lined up all the way down the curve, and then you start your seam where the lining starts, so you don't need a stitch here. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the 2 stitches, bottom and top, and you'll see the seam allowances open on the bottom of the top. And the next thing you want to do is clip your seam allowances again. You want to pay special attention to the areas that have a lot of fabric where you opened up the seam here, because that'll be really difficult to turn. You'll be left with a lot of bulk in your mask. And then once you've clipped that, just go all the way down. Again, try and leave a 1/4 inch. And then down here, you'll kind of want to do a bit of a U shape to get all of that extra fabric out, and then just clip down your seams. So my seams are clipped. What I want to do now is turn it inside out, and this is kind of exciting because it's the first time you get to see what your mask.
That's the secret. You turn it inside out.
Like. So then you have this tube that you need to work with a little bit. This is probably the most time-consuming step. You just want to make sure that your seams are opened up and laying flat and that you can't see any lining from the front. And so you just kind of got to work with it, work your fingers around, use an iron, but be careful of your fingers because you're working on corners and curves. And so just do a little section at a time, replace, move it along. And so your next step is to turn it face down. And on this end, you'll see you want to fold it about 1/4 inch and then about 1/2 inch to give you not only a nice finished edge, but that's also the casing where you'll put your elastic to go around your ears. So this is what it looks like when the stitch is in. This is a special tool meant for threading fabric or elastic through a narrow tube. You can also just use a safety pin. So you just want to insert this in the tube you've just made, pull it out the other end, and then what you want to figure out is you want to overlap it enough for your machine to catch, and you'll just do a seam, a quick seam right there. And when you're done with that, you have a finished mask. You just hook it around the back of your ears. And it comes up to a point, but you could wear sunglasses, you could wear reading glasses, and it goes down enough under your chin that your mouth is protected and it's still comfortable to breathe, and it stays in place, and I don't find myself touching my face as much when I have this mask on because I know it's secure and it's comfortable.
Okay, folks, this is what mine looks like. Little American flag-like fabric. Don't use a real flag, of course, but folks, thanks so much for another episode of Project CARE, Coronavirus Action and Response Enlistment. Appreciate my wife Ashley helping out, and now it's my turn to do some work. I'm cooking dinner. That's all for now. We'll see you next time.
The virus has impacted many families and their finances, but there's some good news. If you're struggling to feed your pets, there's some help available from King County Regional Animal Services.
Going through this process with COVID right now. Our goal is to help people keep their pets in their home, not feel like they have a financial burden.
At Regional Animal Services of King County, we recognized early on during the pandemic that there was going to be a need from people who own pets, and they need to get pet food so that the pets can stay with the owner in the home where the pets are happier and the people are happier.
We really wanted to be able to help our communities with feeding their animals. We wanted to make sure that we got resources from other agencies to provide food.
We worked with a company called Greater Good in addition to some of our partner organizations, and they donated, I want to say it's close to 115,000 pounds of food.
They actually sent us 3 truckloads of pet food, so we got canned cat food, dried cat food, dog food, and we've distributed that out through King County and the communities within King County.
At Seattle Humane, it's really important to us to help folks keep their pets. So we were extremely excited to join Regional Animal Services of King County, Seattle Animal Shelter, Auburn Valley Humane Society, and Pasado Safe Haven in this type of partnership to provide pet food on a larger scale as well as in the field.
Mobile food banks are hopefully going to reach different corners of the community. In addition, we'll be providing food to local food banks.
We have plans to do South Center at Westfield Mall in Tukwila, as well as in Snoqualmie, and then we are also talking to some northern cities to get up there. We have an interactive map that's on our website, which is www.kingcounty.gov/pet-assistance. And you can learn about all of our food banks and where is the closest food bank to your location. So you don't have to necessarily wait for one of our mobile food banks. You can actually find out the food bank in your area.
Nowadays, resources are tight, so some people are tight with their resources, and the fact that you guys are here and you guys are giving out dog food because it's expensive. I'm about to post about it on Facebook.
Our motto, and you'll see on the back of our animal care technician shirt as they go around working here, is helping people and helping pets. And so that is something that we take to heart, is that we want to be able to help people and pets together. If someone's interested in donating, a donation for a gift card would probably be best for us.
Finally, we'd like to say thank you to all our amazing health workers and others working very hard to keep us all safe.
I'm Christina. I'm a registered nurse.
My name is Sarah. I'm a nurse at Harborview Medical Center.
I'm Jessica, and I'm a nurse working at a Seattle hospital managing the COVID response. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying home during this time.
I'm really grateful for all of you for staying home so that our medical systems are not overwhelmed and we're able to keep doing our jobs without getting too stressed.
Thank you for staying home.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching King County at your service. I'm Jackie Ablao. Visit us online at kingcounty.gov/KCTV. Stay well, and we'll see you next time.